Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Iris Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Getty. Joining me today, we have Delphi, we have Apathy, we have Captain Jack, and we have Navino. Welcome, everybody. With wrapping up week 2 here tonight, we have a loaded cast for you. We are going to dive right in and get dirty with it today here. Let's talk about, first and foremost, something you guys are definitely looking forward to, and I know I brought it up last week. It's the Iris Top 8. That's right. This season, we are going to be rating the top 8 teams in each tier among members of the content creation team. They provided me their rankings. I compiled them into what is effectively a master list of the top 8 power rankings in each tier. And we're going to go ahead and get the ball rolling here with the top 8. Right now, we're going to start in the Harmony tier. And here's your top 8. Coming in 8th, we had Vanguard. In 7th, we had the Jetpack Cats. And in 6th, the Big Bang Buccaneers. In 5th, Chrysalis. In 4th, the Miami Yikes. In 3rd, the Palm Beach Poggers. And in 2nd, the Koala Kings. And last but not least, perhaps controversially, the Flashbacks. Now, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and just quickly address the elephant in that situation and just lend a bit of a comment here on that. So, obviously, if you guys were paying attention to disciplinary actions, you saw we discovered a Smurf within Flashbacks. Flashbacks actually self-reported it. They found the initial evidence, and they brought it to our attention saying, hey, holy crap, this guy isn't who we thought he was. After we discussed with them, we found additional evidence. We made a call that we needed to make in order to remove him from the community. Flashbacks was nothing but classy and proper. They understood. They took care of it internally really well. So I know a lot of people might be like, I hate Flashbacks, dirty, rotten cheaters. No, Flashbacks did exactly what they were supposed to do. So, right, NPC? No, kudos to that org for doing what is right. They respected the integrity of the tournament. It's well deserved. Thank you to them for doing that. But obviously that does change things now that we know they had a player who was a Smurf on that team. Week 1 obviously turned into a 4-0 loss instead of a 4-0 win. Now, last week's match against Boop, the Smurf Defract did not play, so that means that will stand. That result will stand. So we obviously have a situation now where we have a very different Flashbacks team, but I just kind of want an overall reaction apathy to that top 8. What are you thinking here?
I mean, Flashbacks did beat Boop with the massive detriment of having NPC ringing. So I really don't think that Defract being gone really hurt that team. It was kind of, he was there as an embarrassment of riches. I'm not really sure that he was core to the team. I do think that this top 3 is very solid and untouchable. I think positions in the top 3 could switch week to week, but right now that top 3 is a tier above the rest. And then the other 5, there's a couple funkiness. Personally, I think the Big Bang Buccaneers are a little too high on this list, especially above JPC was a little surprising to me, considering our first week was a forfeit. Although so was theirs. So who's to say? But yeah, otherwise this is a pretty solid list. I don't think there are any teams outside of this top 8 currently that were like missing. It was just kind of the order that was could be a little funky week to week.
Right. It was definitely an interesting top 8. No question about that. And obviously with the Flashback situation, could things change going into next week? We have an interesting sequence of matches coming into this coming week here. Some 2-0 teams taking on each other. Chrysalis is obviously the big one there, taking on Koala Kings. You have Palm Beach not Palm Beach Poggers. You have Big Bang Buccaneers taking on Miami Yikes. We're going to see some movement here, no question about that. Let's go to the Discord tier now. Delphi, who is Discord tier is kind of an interesting one. Let's get into that right now here. Coming in number 8, we had the Holy Jalapenos. In 7th, Excalibur. And in number 6, we have Mark III. 5th place, the SEAL Team Spuds. In 4th place, we have the Joseph Electronic Sports Quokka Queens. In 3rd, we have Echo Fleet. And in 2nd is Lotus. And in 1st, we have Reminiscence. So it's two tiers, 2 in a row for Nostalgia Org. Delphi, interesting rankings here. What is your take on them?
No doubt. I think Rem is on top. They're just a super strong team. I think they're leagues above some of the other teams in the top 8. Lotus and Echo, I agree. They're kind of in the right order. However, I think I want to move them down a little bit. Quokka and Spuds need to be put in their place. I think Quokka is an easy number 3 with Spuds an easy number, or Quokka is an easy number 2 with Spuds an easy number 3. Then we go Lotus, Echo, and the 6, 7, 8 spots are pretty interesting. I think there's a handful of teams that could go here. I think the last 3 spots are kind of open ended. You have teams like Fenrir, Sigma, Flying Lions, Paradise Lost. I honestly low-key think Discord has the tightest middle of the row groups between the 3 tiers. They have so much good talent that the mid is going to be like an all-out brawl. It's going to be a battle royale for getting into the top tier of these teams.
All right, definitely some interesting stuff going on in Discord. We'll see how that one shuffles around against some big matchups coming up this week here. We're definitely going to see some movement there for sure. Transcendence tier now looks very interesting. Number 8, Bird Society Ibis. And in 7th, Ragnarok Odin. And in 6th, you have the SS Cuttlefish. And in 5th, the Decapitators. In 4th, you have Godhand. And in 3rd is Celestial Wind. In 2nd, We Like Dirt. And in 1st, reigning supreme again after sitting on top last season, is Reckless Alpha. Alpha's in a familiar spot here, but coming in 2nd right now, I just got to say one thing. I like Dirt. So, Navino, what do you think about these rankings?
I just got to say, I really agree with the top 3. After the top 3, it gets kind of murky to me. Because, Alpha, Dirt, Celestial Win, all undefeated. Look good in their wins. To me, honestly, where's Amnesia and Devil Dukes, honestly? And, everyone's joking about the content creator bias, right? But they had to be in the other 2 top 8 because they just got excluded from trans tier. No one thinks they're good in trans tier, apparently. But, Dirt lost a map. Now, that being said, you could argue, a garbage time map, right? To Amnesia without capital, right? Devil Dukes haven't dropped a map yet. And then you have a team like Decap. I think Decaps, they were my preseason top 5 as well, who got, frankly, rolled in a 4-0. No offense, Delphi.
No, we did. I agree. But it was against Alpha, number 1.
No, I agree. It's a good
You were
loss,
supposed to be number 1.
Yeah.
I am just worried. To me, Cuttlefish, Odin, Bird Society, Ibis, have they beaten anyone good either? And you can make the same argument for Amnesia and Dukes, right? Except, to me, Amnesia beat a good team in Council of Anime Girls, so they should at least be to me 5, 6, 7 or something like that. I struggle with the anything outside the top 3. I think Godhand, you can definitely deserve a spot in top 8. Decaps, I definitely 6, 7, and 8. I struggle with. I think Odin's kind of one-dimensional with their monkey looks right now, and there's Ryan's okay. And then I like Cuttlefish and BSI. I haven't really seen enough of them to really consider them a contender. And obviously there is some bias because I watched, Amnesia play in this dream game, right? And I watched, and I've watched Devil Dukes because I happen to run the org, but I think there's a lot to be taken out of there, and there's some teams that are really well deserving. Yeah, I'm done now. I'm done. I'm off my
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. My wife was.
I was ready, Eddie. I was ready to kick it out from under him. A couple more seconds.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I had a distraction going on behind me there. Anyways, Captain Jack. Just final question comes your way here. Is there any one team in any of these tiers that's not in the rankings right now that you're expecting to see up in these ratings or in these rankings later this season?
Absolutely. I've been taking a look at all 72 teams because I got time, and I have to say that. Oh, what was that? Do you think? I don't know. Really? All right, I'll go with it. So my friend back here says that we're going with Hades. And seriously, I feel that new teams that come into Tranquility, especially after we've already started, tend to have that kind of little bit of secrecy to them. You know, we don't really know how they're going to play. We don't know how they're going to perform. And looking at the Hades roster, I just I got feeling about something, and I really want to know kind of what they come in with. Obviously they're starting with the 0-2, so that's kind of against them already. Adopting that from the team they replaced, but every dog has their day, and maybe the dogs of hell, aka Hades and Cerberus, might find their way into that top 8 come next week.
All right. Let's go to the next segment here, guys. Actually, All right, fantastic montage there. Thank you so much, Vila, for that great work on that one. How about that turret, guys?
Best
Oh,
player on the
turret.
team.
Honestly,
Best player.
the best player on flashbacks. There's no question. There's no question about his. No question about his SR either. So,
No.
all
That's a
right.
little low.
Let's go ahead and move on then to the next segment. That's called buy or sell. Everybody, we do this one every season. Buy or sell is a pretty simple thing. Basically, I state an opinion, a statement, something like that. Things that I may have heard, may not have heard, things that I might have just come up with at 2 a.m. on Saturday. That's also a distinct possibility. I don't rule it out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Basically, I'm going to say the statement, and then one of the analysts that I call on is either going to have to say, I'm going to buy that, which means they agree, support it, whatever that is, or they sell it, which means they disagree, provide a little of their opinion themselves as well. But basically, we're going to go ahead and get it going here. We're going to start in the Harmony tier and work our way down to the Transcendence tier. For those of you who are looking for the t-shirt giveaway, as a reminder, that giveaway entries close at the start of the comms check. So at the start of the comms check is when those will shut down for the day here. So if you are going to be doing a giveaway entry, make sure to get those in before the comms check. Again, that is for a shirt from the Tranquility Store today. Let's go ahead and start off in the Harmony tier. The statement that we're going with, the first one is regarding cue the logo, somebody. Where's the logo? I don't have it with me here. Chrysalis is the right now sitting at 2-0, big wins over Sky Guardians and Phoenix Rising so far this season. Are they the team that is best positioned to dethrone both the Koala Kings and Flashbacks this season in the Harmony tier? Buy or sell on that one, starting with Apathy.
I'm gonna sell. For me, the phrasing "best position," like best, was what made me sell, because I think there's two teams ahead of them who are more likely to get those upset victories, being the Palm Beach Buggers and Jetpack Cats. But I think Chrysalis is in line. I just don't think they're at the front of the line, if that makes sense.
Fair enough. Delphi, your take.
You know, I have to sell. Chrysalis, they had a pretty close game against Sky Guardians, and they seemed like they had an easy 4-0 last week, but they haven't really been challenged yet by any like top of the line team. So we don't even know, like, their record is good, sure, but anyone can get a 2-0 if your tier isn't super difficult. So, you know, I think the record is there. I don't know if the players are.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this right now. I could see it, but I don't necessarily know that they are the best positioned team. I agree that it's a sell currently, but this week is a big opportunity for them up against Koala Kings. You know, Koala Kings has shown historically that sometimes in some early season matches, because they don't have the opportunity to scrim as much, Navino, that they can struggle, and that very easily could be the case here. So we can't rule that out as a potential situation for what's going on there. As you can see, we're running polls for all of these as well. If you want to click in, get your opinion posted there for what we're saying here, you can certainly do that as well. Looks like we have a sell here, 2-1 for sell. So we're going to get into our next Harmony tier poll. Next one is regarding, you know, my favorite team. And I think it's Apathy's favorite team. I'm pretty sure, and that's and that's the Big Bang Buccaneers. So the question is, you look at Big Bang Buccaneers roster. They have obviously an incredible DPS line with Apathy and Mr. Yeti. There's no question about that. Top of the line in Harmony tier. But some people would say that they're just there for fun. These are off rolls. They're not really pushing themselves very hard. Some people would say that. I'm not disagreeing with that. The question is are Big Bang Buccaneers actually a contender in the Harmony tier? I mean, I know the answer. But Navino, what is your opinion on this one? Buy or sell?
Honestly, I kind of like, I want to know like how we define contender here, like how I define it. Do I see them making a run and making it to the top 4 in the bracket? No, I do not see that. I do not see them as a top 4 team. Are they a contender? Are they going to be a good team, a playoff team? Yes. Are they going to be a contender to win it all? I don't think so. So I'll sell.
All right. I respect your opinion, Captain Jack. How do you correct Navino here?
Okay. Well, see, I was gonna give Triple B some love because the logo's great and name's kind of pirate themes. We got that going on with one another. But
Just a bit.
then I got this. I got these in my mailbox, and Mr. Yeti, I will not be intimidated. Those tactics will not fly in my office. No, they will not. So, and needless to say, as much good talent as there is on the team, you got double boot by NPC. You let your guard down. That doesn't say contender to me. So I'm gonna have to sell too.
Let the clip show my guard was up, but I was overruled.
I don't normally say that my analysts are wrong, but anyways, the community agrees that this is a sell. Shockingly, they think it's a sell. I can't believe this, and I'm insulted on a deep level.
Hey, if Junkrat becomes meta, I will change to a
yes.
buy.
When Junkrat becomes meta, you're just everybody better watch out. So I'll basically become the Asdo of the Harmony tier in an instant. So I'll stop right now. I'm so sorry, guys. All right, guys, let's get to the next Harmony tier take here. Team we've covered already. It's Flashbacks. Interesting player on this team, brand new to the community, named Smoke. Talked to Cap about him at the beginning of the season. Asked him, who's this guy? And he's Capital said, I cannot believe we found him. Fantastic main tank. Awesome main tank. Has been huge for the team. So the question that I have right now is regarding Smoke. Buy or sell Smoke. Best main tank currently in the Harmony tier. Navino, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Apathy.
Go
ahead.
Apathy.
Sorry,
Apathy.
go ahead. Apathy. Sorry.
I know we look alike.
Dated Navino, let's go.
No, so I'm gonna buy this one. I think there's a couple main tanks in the tier that are pretty equal or better in skill, at least on the Harmony tier trademarked Reinhardt. But Smoke plays all 4 main tanks very, very well and is an extremely well-rounded main tank. He's superb on the Monkey and Ball particularly, and there's not too many Harmony tier main tanks that are good at those divier heroes. So I'm buying this one.
All right. And Captain Jack, what's your take here?
I mean, Smoke is great. I mean, we've got to see them play in the feature matches a couple of times, and they're definitely an amazing tank. But like when we start talking about the other tanks in the tier, like we can't ignore Jeffbot. Like previous Victor in the Discord tier with the redacted marsupial org team during season 6. And sure, having that fluidity amongst tanks is great, but know what they say, jack of all trades, and all that jazz. So I think I'm going to bet on the bot on this one, and I'm going to sell on Smoke.
I think that's a reasonable take. I think what sets Smoke apart from a lot of tanks in Harmony tier is exactly what Apathy said about his ability to play all the tanks really well. We look at Jeffbot. Jeffbot's Reinhardt might be the best in the tier. I don't know that he can be beat on the Rhine, but put him on other tanks, I don't know that he can go toe-to-toe with somebody like Smoke. Smoke's Wrecking Ball has run roughshod over the tier so far. Has been outstanding all season. But I can't sit here and ignore that there's also some other fantastic main tanks out there. Traffic from the Palm Beach Poggers, very, very good main tank for certain. I can't rule them out by any means. Khan from Vanguard can't be ruled out either. Godzilla from the Jersey Boys as well. Yeah. There's a lot of really good main tanks out there. You have Josh, who moved over to main tank, playing for the Jetpack Cats. I mean, there's a lot of people who could lay claim to having a very high level of skill, really, at main tank. But what it comes down to is I do agree with the statement that Smoke plays other main tanks, and if you put a top 3 for every main tank, he'd probably be in the top 3 for every one of the 4 main tanks. So it's tough to say. I think I would buy it just because of his versatility that we've seen so far. Let's go to the next one here. The next one, again, back in Harmony tier. We are going back to Vanguard here. Vanguard Spartans, very interesting team. Last season, great stage 1, stage 2 and beyond, disaster. Did not go well for Vanguard. Had a good stage 1, a weaker stage 1, but a good stage 1. They won the games that they needed to win. That's what's important. Now, going into stage 2, didn't see a lot of success. Had a lot of roster turnover. But coming into this season, it's a different Vanguard. We've seen a very different team right now, looking real good. Had a 4-0 this past, or had a 4-0 this past week, if I remember correctly. Vanguard looking really good right now. And compared to what we've seen, gotta say, buy or sell, Vanguard Spartans, are they the most improved team in all of Tranquility? Start off with Navino.
I think there's a lot of teams that you could argue are probably the most improved team. I will say that Vanguard is a new team. And yes, I believe they just won UGC right before Trank, right? But like
a lot of different cogs in that roster, but yes, they did.
When people talk about Vanguard, I do think they are better, and I actually am of the opinion that the competition in Harmony has gone down versus they've actually gotten that much better. I do think they are better. Let me clarify, but I just don't think they are the most improved, or like that the Harmony tier has like rose from seasons. And obviously I'm biased, right? Because like Koala struggled last season in the regular season, and then we brought it together and won versus very good teams all the way to the finals, right? But to me, it's like hard to say they're the most improved team. I would argue like the Jersey Boys are up there, and obviously I'm a Jersey Boy fanboy. All right, I gotta rep the Jersey Boys. Been together for so long, but to me, like I would sell. I would sell.
All right.
The whiskey's getting to me, Eddie. I'm
it's all good. Delphi, what's your take on Vanguard?
So, I don't know if you can tell, but today I walked myself from Philadelphia all the way to the New York Stock Exchange. Based off of last year's performance, there's a lot of people selling their Spartan coins. I'm here to buy them all up. I'm 100% buy on this. Last season didn't exist. I don't think it existed, especially in their mind, the current team's mind. Now they went 2-1-1 against Loki, 4-0 against Phoenix Rising. They're taking a lot of really big strides, and if you're selling your Spartan coins, I've got money, I'm ready.
Take all mine. Take all mine.
Buy it there. They're just gonna go up. They had a really like inspirational earnings call this season, so it's looking good.
Yeah. Vanguard definitely has an interesting week coming up here. It's worth noting we had a community buying on this one. They were behind it. Vanguard going up against Frost Nova. Frost Nova, a very interesting team so far. They just had a great week last week up against Loki, winning their debut match 3-1. Obviously, they just got the gift with flashbacks. Frost Nova suddenly a 2-0 team, mind you. Like, pointing this out, Frost Nova is a 2-0 team. And
it depends if you think Loki is actually good.
Right. It's that's the big question at hand here. Now you have Vanguard, who also played Loki, but played Loki to a 2-1-1, and now you have Frost Nova, who played them to 3-1. So transitive property, carry the 2, ipso facto. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That'll be an interesting match for sure. What I'm definitely watching in the Harmony tier could be a Frost Nova statement game too. If Frost Nova comes out and wins that game, there's just something to talk about for sure going into next week. Anyways, I digress from that situation. There's a lot to talk about, I think, with Vanguard. Vanguard's super interesting team. Let's go to the next one here. We just talked about them. It's the Jersey Boys. This season, we've had the Jersey Boys since season 5. This will be the season. This is the season that the Jersey Boys break through, and they finally push through, get a nice, good run in the playoffs here. Is this the season of the Jersey Boys? Apathy, buy or sell?
I'm buying. I'm not. Breakthrough is a hard word to define, but I was factoring it by that they should be at least pretty much a B pool team, potentially an A pool team if they get another sneaky win at the end of stage 1, and ideally, last a couple weeks in playoffs. And if that's what we're determining breakthrough, then I'm buying. I think this is very possible.
Right. Navito, you're their biggest fan. What do you?
I remember the infamous C-tier team, Mike Leake, on last season's stream game, Koala Kings versus Jersey Boys, where Jersey Boys beat us 2-1-1, I want to say, or something like that. And I think that their consistency lends to itself, though. Like they have had the same roster, well, basically, in and out, and I think they will make playoffs. I think they are going to be a B tier team at least. They looked pretty solid versus Palm Beach Poggers. Like they took a map, right? Which is a lot more than some of the other teams that in this tier, I could say, And I am buying. My Jersey Boy stonks, I am buying. I will gladly trade you my Spartan coin for Jersey Boy coin, Delphi.
I'll put the order in right now. It's right back there.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it right now.
All right, the Jersey Boys buy is in. Hey, and here's the thing. I'm buying too. The community's selling. I'm buying. Community sold.
I'm buying, bro.
Community sold 4-1. That's crazy. I would take those. I would take that. I would take those rates all day.
Yeti's about to make some money.
I just got to say right now, Vanguard looks good. Jersey Boys, they have a really interesting pool situation. They just took a map off Palm Beach Poggers. Almost took 2. If you watched back that match, is a really good match. And I know Palm Beach Poggers, I know like Exu has come out and say like that is a good team. That is a very good team that we played there, and we beat them in a close match. If you watch that back, it came down to one big play from Palm Beach Poggers to tie it up at the end there, or to win at the end. So it's a good team, Jersey Boys. They have a very winnable game this week against Turbo Throwers. Following week, another very winnable game against Modify. The big week for me with Jersey Boys, and I think who decides who comes out as the second A tier team with the Palm Beach Poggers, Jetpack Cats, Jersey Boys, week 5. By the way, a feature match. That is going to be a fantastic match, and I'm really excited to see that one. That could define really both of their seasons. So.
I'm going to hit you with this one. I think there might be a 3-way 4-1 tie in that pool.
You think Palm Beach is going to lose?
You think Palm Beach loses to JP? I mean, I honestly, I can't rule it out with Jetpack Cats. I don't think you can rule that out.
That's true.
I don't think you can rule it out.
Happened last season with Maelstrom and Strix in the same pool, pretty much.
JPC, you cannot ever rule out JPC. Sips T, obviously fantastic. Blinded, Narcissist. It's a good bunch of players on that team for sure. So, anyways, let's move on here. Get to the final question in the Harmony tier. We are running really long right now because I just can't shut up. A non DPS player will win MVP this season in the Harmony tier. DPS get all the love. But is there a non-DPS who's finally going to step up and take that MVP trophy away? Delphi, what do you think?
I'm selling. DPS, like you said, gets all the love. They're the flashiest role. They have the biggest win conditions. They're the most fun role to watch. I think in a lower tier like Harmony, it's DPS have better opportunities to pop off and play around more enemy mistakes than you would in some of these higher tiers. So I just think they're going to get the most recognition and they're going to win. They're going to end up picking up an MVP this season. I don't know exactly who. Probably nobody from Big Bag Buccaneers, but we'll see.
We'll just have to see that.
Junkrat meta incoming.
Captain Jack, what do you think?
I mean, I'm actually going to buy this. Unlike Delphi, I actually do my research into the history of the MVPs. And actually, we've had a diverse set over the last 3 seasons. We had Vix, DPS for Season 6, Sips T, Season 5, amazing on the off-tank play. And then Season 4 MVP was Malalia. So we have had a clean split over the past 3 seasons. And if you know anything about odds, 66% chance that it's not a DPS player. I'm liking those odds.
Yeah, I actually am personally, the community's buying it. I'm buying it too because again, I'm really really high key into the situation that I'm seeing with Smoke right now. I really am. That's an appealing pick for me, and I think if the meta shifts around, I think Smoke is going to stand tall in the end here in the tank realm. So let's go now to the Discord tier, guys. Discord tier. Let's talk about a team. Did not talk about them much last season. And I think they'd be the first to tell you that last season did not go their way, not even slightly. I don't think they won a map, maybe one or two maps all season. It was not a great season for them. We're talking about Monarch. Monarch is in a situation right now. They just got their first regular season win last week against Valkyrie in a 2-1. Huge win for Monarch, obviously breaking through, finally getting that. Here's the question. They could lock themselves into the playoffs if they finish the top 4 in this group, in their stage 1 group. Here's what I'm asking right now. Buy or sell Monarch locking themselves into the playoffs in stage 1, which means they finish top 4 in their stage 1 group. Apathy, go ahead.
I am just barely selling this. I think Domination's going to eke them out for that 4th place spot. Monarch lost to Poseidon week 1, and then Domination 4-0'd Poseidon. So I think that head-to-head matchup is going to be tough for them. And there's even a potential that they struggle against Valkyrie as well. But I think it will be close, and I think this will be their best showing compared to last season. So I'm tentatively selling.
All right, Delphi, what about you? What do you think on this one?
I'm tentatively buying for similar reasons to Apathy. I think the toughest team that they can come against is Spuds in stage 1. The rest, I think, are going to be really close. And if they stay consistent, I think they can easily secure a record that gets them into the playoffs. So I'm buying, but I'm a little hesitant.
I, too, am buying on this one. I think the butterfly breaks through those barriers this season. They finally get a playoff run. Now, that said, I don't think it's going to go well for them. I think stage 2 is going to kind of be ugly. I personally think the pool they're in is kind of not a great pool, not a very competitive pool, and I think that hurts a lot when it comes down to it. I do think that they break through, but at the same time, I don't necessarily. I have to see more, and I will see more this week because I'm going to be obviously watching the team I manage play their match. So I will be seeing more this week, and I'll see how they do, and maybe my opinion will change. So community selling, though. That is, I mean, I don't know if you can sell that one if you really look at it, but we'll see what happens. I can't rule anything out in that group. It's a very weird group. That Orem A is a very weird group. Let's go to Orem B now with Reminiscence. Reminiscence, we talked about them so much. Last season, we had basically kind of one of our first times we've ever seen this before. The first time we've ever seen this before. Alpha completed stage 1 and stage 2 without losing a single map. Fantastic team last season. Obviously, fell short in the playoffs, but here's what I'm going to say. Reminiscence will pull in Alpha this season. That is, they will not lose a single regular season map. Navino, buy or sell?
Sell. And here is simply why. The most dominant team in Discord tier in recent memory, and that goes back to season 5 when I played on Joey in season 5, and we ran into the machine that was the Heckin' Habaneros, right? In playoffs. Who I don't think dropped a map in playoffs till the finals, till the grand finals. Joey dropped maps. Joey and then rolled through playoffs outside of Aphelion. And they still dropped maps. They were the best team by far. And yes, I know I'm wearing a Joey t-shirt, but if you ask anyone that was here last season, Joey was by far the best team. And they dropped maps. Alpha, was a 1 in a million where stuff had to go right. And they still lost the playoffs because your regular season really doesn't mean anything. To be honest.
In the old format, I would agree with you. In the new format, regular season needs a lot more because you can secure those extra lives early on. That's important.
True.
Right.
That's true.
But anyways, I digress.
Old format, yes.
Right.
Old format, yes. But at the same time, I just don't I don't think Reminiscence is as good as Joey was last season, even though they do have Asdo, right? So I'm gonna sell.
All right. Captain Jack, what do you think?
Reminiscence is a strong team this season. They have absolutely come to play, but do you hear that? Do you hear it in the distance? Actually, no, you don't hear anything because quokkas don't really make a noise. So Quokka Queens obviously have a history that they're not going to be pushed over by this. I know their org fairly well, and I feel like even if Reminiscence is showing off to be one of the strongest teams in the Discord tier, to get past Quokka without dropping a map, that's a high call. Plus, we have no idea what Stage 2 is going to look like yet. They can face off against teams like Echo Fleet. There's a lot of talent in these tiers, and I don't know. I'm going to have to sell on the Alpha run, and as a matter of fact, I'll even put a little bit more on it. I don't think they'll make it past this week because they're facing off against Quokka in week 3.
Don't bet on Quokka Queen. The Vino would tell you not to bet on. Anyways,
and Quokka looking hard right now.
Anyways, the community voted sell. I'm also going sell. Here's the thing: Alpha, an amazing run last season, a great team. Here's the thing with the Alpha situation: they had a lot of fortunate things break their way last season. That happened too.
Oh yeah.
That was a team that had a lot of things break their way early on. Got a couple of forfeits, kind of an easier stage 1. Stage 2, not a great stage 2 group either, and they just kind of rolled through it. Going into the playoffs, they didn't really play very high levels of competition yet, and then all of a sudden they get to the playoffs, and then suddenly they're against the cream of the crop, and things just kind of start to fall apart. Not fall apart. They play close matches and they lose. So, let's go to next bit of the Discord tier, talking about CQ Chu and Toxic. CQ Chu and Toxic. Great tank line there, in my opinion, despite the fact that chat is tearing them apart right now.
Yeah, Normax psychic or how?
I don't know how Normax suddenly knew that we were going to be talking about the Echo Fleet tank line. I don't know where's the leaks on this one. Did the poll pop up or something, and I didn't know that? But I just suddenly we're ripping the Echo Fleet tank line. But the next statement I have about the tank line is CQ Chu and Toxic. Are they the best tank line in the Discord tier? Starting off with Apathy. Go ahead.
I'm agreeing with Normac. I'm selling. I think they're very close. They're in the top 4 or 5. But I don't think they're the carries of Echo Fleet, and I think there's other teams that have more rounded tank lines hero pool-wise.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Captain Jack, what about you?
I mean, Echo Fleet as an entire team is pretty stacked. I mean, there's some competition in the upcoming weeks. They're going to face off against Paradise Lost and Mark III. And then, once we get into stage 2, they could face off against, Fenrir and other teams that we've been talking about, Reminiscence, for example. But, I got to say, as a Navy man, I'm buying to support my shipmates on Echo Fleet.
All right. The poll right now is still open, guys. They only have 16 votes, and I think we have about what? How many people watching right now?
80.
80. There's 80 people watching and only 16 of you voting. Come on. You're not really paying that much attention in your scrims, are you? Come on.
They can't hear you.
No trust in the captain. I see how it is, chat.
Right.
I see how it is.
For what it's worth, I sell on this, and it's not because I don't think they're a good tank line. I agree. They're not the carries of that team. We all know that team is just hard carried by Greninja in the maid outfit. It's just a simple fact. I don't think anybody denies that. But I sell it. I think there's better tank lines. It's a great tank line, though. And honestly, Toxic, I've said this before about the Toxic Blade. Really, really, honestly, deserves way more accolades here than he gets. So, very, very good play. Let's go to next question here. Excalibur, great looking team, 2-0. Lotus, fantastic team. Discord tier preseason finalist, 2-0 as well. kind of interesting. Very, very brand new teams, unknowns to the community, coming in, making an immediate impact here. Navino, Delphi, obviously not all the teams play in the preseason, so Lotus's preseason could be a sign of how great they are. Might just kind of be a fluke based on who was in the preseason. Navino, Delphi, my question to you, are they legit threats this season? Are Excalibur and Lotus legit threats this season, buy or sell?
Are we starting with me?
Yes, Navino.
Okay. I think it's hard because I think Excalibur, yes. And like for those who don't know, I talked about them in preseason. They were my team to watch. Like I know some of the roster from like tournaments Marsupials played in. They're kind of like and like Frosted Void, their GM is like is like a Marsupial alum almost. Like he's been on a bunch of teams with me. I know him very well. And he's a great guy. I think they're legit. Like Chief, their DPS, their hit scan DPS, honestly. Actually, he might even play flex. Like, this man has a heroes pool almost as wide as Asdos. Not to the same level, but just as wide. Like, he can play anything. And that's why I think they're, like, legit contender. Lotus, I have a little more trouble buying. I think they kind of remind me of Ragnarok last season where, like, everyone was like, they won preseason. Or, like, in this case, they were runners-up. So I'm going to say yes because I think they'll make a run. But I don't think they'll win it. So I'm going to say buy for legit threats, but with an asterisk.
If we're worth noting, we have a complete win, 13-0 on the community poll here. By the way, 13 votes. We have 80 of you watching. I personally blame Echo Fleet for this injustice and their terrible take. Ever since Echo Fleet showed up, all of a sudden things just turn bad. And honestly, somehow I also blame Capital. So, like,
he's not even here to.
I know, and he's not even here.
God.
He's not even here to defend himself, and I'm still going at him. Anyway,
well, if main outfit Greninja agrees, then I guess we can't say anything about that.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into the next question. Mark III, great looking team right now, has had a really, really good start to this season. I've seen them in scrims, cashing in some scrim bucks on them too. By the way. Really good looking team, really great players, no question about it. If you look at their pool overall, you have Echo Fleet, team we just highlighted, terrible tank line. We have Alt F4, we have Holy Jalapenos, Ragnarok Freya just took the 0-2 record and came in, and Paradise Lost as well. Is Mark III right now the favorite in that group? Do you buy or sell on that one? Go ahead, Apathy.
I'm buying this one. I think it sounds like it's time to smack talk Echo Fleet again. And I think Mark III is going to take that week 5 matchup against them. And this is genuinely something I wrote down unrelated to the questions. I like Mark III's tank line. That was one of the teams that I think could have a more well-rounded tank line. Also, they have Argumentera, I believe, is coaching them, at least on and off. But it sounds like he's more on the on side right now. So I'm buying Mark III.
All right. What do you think then? Where am I here? Navino.
Oh yes, it's me again. Your favorites. I definitely lost my train of thought. Okay. I would say I'm gonna sell mostly because, like, it's hard for me to judge Mark III right now because they literally won week 1 with a ringer. So, like, to me, I don't know how good they really are versus I don't know how just bad I don't want to say bad, like, just how much the other team they played struggled, right? So, I'm going to say sell because I actually am pretty high on Echo Fleet. After playing against Toxic and CQ2 in Harmony, I think they're a very good team, and it's awesome to see that synergy move up the Discord. So, I'm actually – an Echo Fleet supporter, even though Toxic and CQ2 still lost to me in playoffs. It's okay. It's okay.
And you beat him in the off-tank vote.
We did. I did beat them in the off-tank vote.
It's true. I do recall that.
And
yes.
that's why I'm now. Yep. Now I'm playing DPS and Harmony tier.
Oh, it's lost to someone else. So.
All right. Let's go to the last question here in Discord tier. We already covered this question once. It was so nice. Let's do it again. DPS players getting all that love in the Discord tier for MVP. Discord tier, a non-DPS player will win MVP this season. Delphi, what do you think?
I'm buying. There are so many cracked, and there's one reason specifically, one role I think is going to get it, and that's main tank. There's so many cracked main tanks in this tier. A lot of MTDs going here and there, and upsets, and it's crazy. I honestly think a main tank is gonna pick it up. Just, no questions asked. I have one in mind, but I'm not gonna. I won't go there yet.
Captain Jack, what do you think?
I actually have to sell this one. Again, looked in the big book of Trank, looked over the history, and, last 3 seasons, DPS have taken 2 of those 3 spots. Now looking at the field, as it were, got players like Yoon, Prim, Krev on those DPS roles, just ready to rock them, sock them robots, and many, many more on that DPS line. Like you could name 20 hands full of them, probably. I mean, that'd probably be every DPS, but nevertheless, I think it's a no-brainer. I think DPS are hard carrying the Discord tier this season, and the other 2 roles going to have a hard time vying for a spot.
And Asdo. Anyways, I agree. I'm selling this to the move.
Nagisa. is the carry.
I love Nagi. Don't get me wrong. Nagi is wonderful and a great DP and a great player in general. This is Asdo's the loser, and I'm selling this one. I'm putting all my Vanguard coin into this one. All right, guys, it's comms check time. Last opportunity to get your giveaway entries in for those Tranquility shirts. So if you want to get in on that one, get those giveaway entries in right now. We'll close the entries after that, and if you're gonna be putting any entries in after that, they will go into next week's giveaway. So we're gonna go ahead now to the comms check. This one was brought to you by Biscuit from currently playing on Strix. Thank you. Strix. All right, here we go.
I want to become a household name, dude. I'm the monkey man.
Oh my god.
I'm like the Mothman.
Just comms check if you want to.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Just assume a cream, eh?
Yeah, I like cream, man. I'm good at it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Kobe, are you trying to get on comms check?
Bro, I'm unleashing my inner fucking gorilla.
Me when choke.
No!
Oh! Nice try.
Let's step on that tire.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty good.
Keep this energy for the next map, guys. Let's fucking go. These guys are jumps. These guys are jumps.
Do not say anything in chat. Win first. We're winning first. You already said something in chat?
I said sex!
Oh, okay, thank God.
It's about 3 or more shots to actually execute a kill. So it comes in really handy. Especially
Why does
when
this
you
sound
come
like
from
me
the
going
side.
through puberty?
Decides to speed onto somebody and Coconut decides to help him. You guys are gonna be handcuffed to You just follow him.
Okay.
Well, what if I don't like
Well, do cops arrest people just because they like them?
Oh, then I'm leaving the team. I am a cop. I can answer that.
No, please don't answer that.
Guys, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah. I'm playing on the TV. I'm in my bed. I'm playing on Xbox. Don't worry. I'm playing on my PlayStation 3. I'm playing on my iPad.
Yeah, there's symbol.
I'm creepy.
Alright, that's comms check right there.
If you peek, you most likely will die.
Got it.
I didn't die. Hated me, Beppo. I thought you were gonna put down the shield, dude. Yeah.
Okay. You flexible. It's
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a game. What's up? No clue. I don't think he is. I think he's working.
What up?
Who's working?
He gets a you up text.
Yeah, sorry, he's not home right now.
3 hours later.
Alright, now
Your parents.
oh my god, it's muted.
Who's not home?
See, what's gonna happen is that we're gonna look back and we're like, yeah, there's probably some pretty good stuff. And all we're gonna hear is just.
Everybody just make a bunch of noise. They'll put this in comms check, right?
Jason or anything?
Who joined? Let's go! Let's go! We're not losing today, boys. We don't have to put blinded on main support. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord above.
Best MT Harmony?
Best main tank in the world? Best main tank in my bedroom?
Better than Super.
Better than Fearless.
Yo, wait.
Hold on.
Silo.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Awesome comms check there, Bisque. And I have to say, again, reminder, giveaway entries are now closed, but you could still, if you don't win today's giveaway, you could still pick up fantastic merchandise from the Tranquility store. But where exactly can you get that? NPC?
Hello, yes, it is I, NPC, the Tranquility Hammer. You can find Eddie merch at shop.spreadshirt/Overwatch Tranquility. I, NPC, just bought like 40 shirts or something last week, but that's not enough. I think I need pants and mugs, so make sure you DM NPC on Discord and or Twitter with your team names so that I can go buy more stuff. And I don't want to continue this bit anymore because I cannot say anything positive about Dallas. So... Goodbye. Store in the chat. And that's it for me.
Well,
NPC is out.
Well, congratulations, Apathy. I'm pretty sure you just scarred Fervor for life.
Dang.
Right. Well, hey, thank you so much, NPC, for that amazing shout out to the Tranquility Store. I don't know who else I could do these Tranquility Store shout outs with. Other than NPC, I have to say. So, I gotta say, NPC, what a guy. All right. Let's go to the trans tier, guys. Trans tier. Let's move it right in. Here's two teams. Transcendence tier looking great. Devil Dukes 2-0. Navino said, we don't talk about Devil Dukes. I said, shut up. We're talking about Devil Dukes. And then the next one is Dirt. And I have to say, I like Dirt. Are they going to finish as the top two in Orem A? Starting out with Apathy. Go ahead.
I'm going to buy this one. I think Orem A is a very close pool, but due to some mother-related complications and some subbed or dubbed debates, I think Amnesia and Coag have fallen out of that conversation. I'm buying on Devil Dukes and Dirt being the top two.
For the record, I do not like the Dirt, so it tastes like I'm drinking a mushroom. Go ahead. Anyways, Delphi.
Yeah, I kind of have to sell. Amnesia and Coag are there. They exist. I think, Amnesia losing was a bit of a fluke. They didn't have Capital, their flex support, who's also their IGL. They're kind of lost without him. Like a lost, sad puppy. I think a full rostered Amnesia and Council of Anime Girls are just a few leagues above Devil Dukes and Dirt.
All right. Let's move to the next question here. Just looking at the poll, actually. We got 15 votes, just barely squeaking out a bye here for Devil Dukes and Dirt. See what happens. It's a good pool. Don't want to rule out anybody in that pool for sure. We're going now to the Orem B pool, and the teams we have, the team we're talking about there is God Hand. That's right, GDH. Question with God Hand is, it's the team. They're inconsistent. They have some seasons where they just dominate. They have some seasons where it's a little sus. Not necessarily putting in their best effort, kind of giving up a little bit. And I respect it. They're just here to have fun. Tranquility veterans, kind of chilling, been around for a long time. A lot of different teams since the commit days. So GDH, will they make the championship bracket in the playoffs? Vino, start us off.
So to me, that question is: do I think they're it's top? Is it top 4 or top 6?
Top 6. Yeah.
Top 6. Do I think they're a top 6 team? Yes, I do. So I'm going to buy. I think that they are a top 6 team. I just think the synergy will carry over. They still have Orsted, man. Orsted was such a force last season, and he will continue to be a force. Mini. They have so much returning from last season's roster. I cannot see them not making a top 6 run.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy.
Captain Jack, what about you?
Well, thank God Navino doesn't work for the stock market because you bet against yourself. You said something and then you went the exact opposite way because I'm going to sell on this. I can't help it. Everybody says GDH stands for going downhill, but I got to say it's going that much hotter. They didn't warm up.
I definitely messed
Yep,
it up.
you flipped it. You flipped it. So, I don't think that GDH were champs last season. Like, I don't think they're going to give that crown up willingly. I don't think that's happening. I'm selling this. Sell it.
We have Cell is winning out in the poll here. 10 votes, though. Come on. Vote! Don't make me get angry. Vote!
Don't make us get NPC back out here.
We will get first apathy NPC version back here, and he will start saying things potentially about Dallas. Let's get into the next question here. Talking about a player on Decapitators. That is a player by the name of Smugs. Smugs, a former Season 2 MVP, multi-time All-Star, and also a two-time champion here in Tranquility. A lot of questions with Smugs in the coming in this season. Does he still have it from his from those earlier days in Tranquility? He's moving back to DPS now. Coming up here quickly. Question is will Smugs win his second MVP trophy this season? Buy or sell? Apathy. Go ahead.
You muted.
You are so muted. You are still muted.
NPC cut his mic cord.
Yeah, see, he said bad things about Dallas, and can't be doing that.
You know what? We'll come back to you, Apathy. Captain Jack, go ahead.
All right. So, I mean, Smugs, I love you, buddy. But, in this atmosphere of esports, we're just a bunch of boomers, man. Like, it's hard to keep up with these youngins, and there's a lot of talent. Hey, you know what? In esports, it goes fast. It goes fast, man. But
I'm 23 and a boomer, so like.
See, there you go. Boots the boomer, and he's around that age too. It's just the way it is in esports. But unless I start seeing a little bit more from Smugs, I gotta sell this one. There's a lot of talent in the Transcendence tier, and he's gonna have to climb his way back up. Really show his stuff. Maybe flex into that Overwatch lore that Overwatch Tranquility lore to really get his stonks up.
Apathy, are you back? Nope. No, you are not. I don't know what's going on here.
NPC got him.
All right. Is it a thumbs up for buy, thumbs down for sell? He's buying the Smugs MVP.
As he should.
Community is selling at 14-5. He's on a team in the org I manage, so I'm not going to make a comment either way, but I will say Smugs is still Smugs. Going to the next question here. It's the can you ask I forget his name. Who's the Mad Money guy? What's his name again? He just talks a lot. He gets angry a lot. So he's basically Navino. But the shock you reacted with there was fantastic, by the way.
Honestly, I didn't even hear half the sentence.
Okay.
I just
all right. Anyways,
basically Navino.
Jim Kramer, Jim Kramer, thank you. All right, we're talking about we're taking it over to the SS Cuttlefish right now. Cutest logo in Tranquility, by the way. Just have to say, take that, Councilvania girls. No, but
yeah.
But hey, SS Cuttlefish logo was so cute that my 4-year-old son said, "I want a squid shirt," and now he has a squid shirt. So just saying. SS Cuttlefish looking really good right now, starting off 2-0. SS Cuttlefish, are they a top 4 team right now? Davino, go ahead.
I'm gonna sell, mostly because I don't know. Like, I have the top. Like, it goes back again. Like, I have the top 4 in mind that, like, you need to unseat. I do not see them unseating that top 4. I even said, like, in the power rankings, like, top 3 is pretty set to me. Then the 4th spot, like, it's, it's like to be debated. but I just don't see Cuttlefish taking that right now based on what I've seen. I want them to play some not like real team seems harsh, just like some competition. I want them to be tested, and I haven't seen that. So I'm gonna sell.
All right. Who's next? It wasn't Apathy, was it? It wasn't. It's Delphi. Go ahead, Delphi.
It's me. I gotta sell this one too. Cuttlefish probably number 1 in Indigo A. I think that's as far as it gets. I can't even see them being top 5 when you have teams like Amnesia, Alpha, GDH, Decapitators, a personal favorite of mine, and Coag. All these teams really shouldn't have much of an issue with Cuttlefish. And any team looks good when they don't have any of the previously mentioned teams in their stage 1 pool. So I'm not buying.
You're not buying it yet. Yeah, SS Cuttlefish so far with wins 4-0 over Whirlwind Wildcats and a 3-1 against Shockwave. Very interesting pool. I think they could win the pool. I don't necessarily know that they're top 4, but I think they could win this pool.
Yeah, once they go up against one of those top teams, it's going to be over, I think.
Yeah. Apathy, are we back?
Nope. Rip Apathy.
I have so many Sages for
2K21.
you right now. Can we get some Sages in chat for Apathy, guys? Because that is a Sag situation.
It's okay. I will take all his talking points.
Well,
I am Apathy.
Yes. Hi, I am. Does that also make
I'm
you
Apathy.
Does that also make you NPC?
Well, you better watch out. If you talk bad about Dallas, you get your mic cut too.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. Dallas is not going to win playoffs. It's
Let's move it on here. We're talking now about Bird Society Ibis. Bird Society Ibis right now. They came in 8th in the power ranking, started off the season 2-0. Tough group they're in, same group as Alpha and Decapitators. Kind of turning into a pretty strong group if you take a look at that one. You have also Nia, Skybox, and Cobalt in that. It's not a bad group at all. In fact, it's a pretty damn good group. Looking all around there. So question to you guys is this: are we looking at a team in Bird Society Ibis? Are they a top or a championship bracket level team in trans tier? Will they make that top 6 bracket? Apathy, I know you're gonna type it out, so I'll go to Navino or close sell from Apathy. 3rd seed. I think that's fair. Lose in losers final. That's to GDH. No, that's not happening. GDH is lost. And we're getting great feedback here from him. We're just using that. I got to give him some credit. That's pretty creative solution here. Specs, yes. Navino, what do you think?
I'm also gonna sell. Again, like we talk. Do I see them as a top 6 team? I have my top 6 in mind. I don't see them breaking that. They need to prove to me that they deserve to break that. Yes, Bird Society is like a well-known org, a well-known community, but they're coming into Trank and playing teams that I know. So until they prove me otherwise and get challenged, I'm going to sell.
I think this week is the big tell-all week for Bird Society Ibis. They play Alpha.
I would agree.
They play Alpha. If they come out with a strong showing against Alpha, I think we're looking at a pretty damn good team here. If they go in, take a couple maps, take a map, or even take a map or 2 off of Alpha, put a really good close match on, we could be talking about Bird Society near the end of this. It's a big question with them, but what I like about Bird Society is they're a team that's been playing together for a while, and that is a big thing. Chemistry is always so important, especially at the Masters level. You have to have good chemistry, good team play. I think that might help them a lot here. We'll see what happens, though, this week against Alpha. Great match coming up there without question. Next one here, the final question of our buy or sell. We talked about it in 2 other tiers. We need to talk about it again, guys. A non-DPS player, buy or sell, a non-DPS player winning MVP in trans tier this season. Delphi, you start us off.
As much as I would love to say I'm going to get MVP this season, I have to sell. There are so many cracked out DPS players, in this tier. People like Smugs, Mini, Cosine, Orsted, Jonas, A2 from the Platlaws. So many good DPS players. I don't think there's anybody that could take that over on any other role. I got to sell. It's going DPS.
Jonas who? Captain Jack, what do you think?
I still got my big book of Trank here, and I gotta say the odds are high. Because the last 3 seasons, all of the MVPs have been the frontline brawlers, the damage sponges, the willing shields, the tanks, baby. DPS really going to have to be super spectacular if they want to edge this out. How do you compete with a good old Transcendence Shaddy? I don't think you can.
So season 6, if I recall, was Andy, right? Season 6 was MVP was Andy, or was I'm trying to remember here. My memory is shot a little bit. Or was it Trippy? I'm trying to.
Did I get that right?
Yeah. No.
I think it was.
Or no, it was Cairo. No, it was Kairos. Kairos in season 6.
Oh, so I was
season 6.
The book was wrong.
Kairos was
I read
season
the book wrong.
Kairos was season 6 MVP. Season 5, I do believe that's when we go back to the tanks again. I don't remember who it is off the top of my head right now. All of a sudden, I'm starting to be full of self-doubt. Not good. In season 4, I think you go back to season 4. That was the Marf season, the season that Marf took MVP. But season 5, I don't remember off the top of my head who that was. That's gonna bother me now. That's gonna really bother me. So, anyways, I personally am selling this because I do think that there are really way too many good DPS players this season. And the DPS player I'm watching is a decapitator, and it's not Smugs. It is young Jay Jonas. I'm telling you, watch out for Jonas right now. Dude,
bias.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. You know what? Bias. I don't care. Anyways,
this kid's the baby Rocket, and Rocket's already a baby. Like,
right.
Yeah.
No crack.
All right, guys. Really quick here. Going to do a couple quick announcements before we do the matches to watch this week. We're just moving around the order just a little bit here. We're quick announcements. First and foremost, event week is coming up now in about 3 weeks, guys. We just put out signups for team captains and team GMs. Make sure to kind of push them to get that done sooner rather than later. As a reminder, the events that week, we have the Widow 1v1 tournament. We have the Torbjorn hammer-only brawls. We have the Anna paintball. We have the 2v2 elimination rounds. We have, obviously, admin pugs. We have CCT or content creation team 1v1s. We have a loaded week, all for charity, Rise Above the Disorder. We raised last season, thanks to the generosity of the people in this community, $10,000. Now, obviously, last week was admin pugs are tournament admins. Basically, the tournament admins all get beat up for about 6 hours.
Hey, we take a couple.
It's just a normal comp.
We take maybe one, but we basically get beat up for a long period of time and usually punish ourselves in some way. And we also do pledges for charity as part of that. For instance, last season I did for every time that somebody teabagged me during the admin pugs, I donated $5 up to a cap, I think of like $150 or $200. So that you'll see those pledges coming from the staff as well for what they can donate. But it's all about charity, guys. We do this for Rise Above the Disorder. Last season, we provided services for over 300 people because of the generosity of this community. We gave we provided over 300 different sessions for people who desperately needed the mental health treatment. So just it's such a huge opportunity for you guys to really make a difference and show that we're more than just an Overwatch tournament. It's something we take a great deal of pride in, and we hope that you enjoy it, and we hope that you take pride in it too. So event week is a big deal. We're going to be talking about it over the next 2 weeks, guys. So stay tuned. Lots to talk about with that. In addition to that, we do have other programs coming up this week. Go right now. Check that out. We have check those out when they come out this week later on. Tonight we have Predicting Tranquility hosted by Booth with Navino pulling the double duty tonight, as well as Bowsy. On tomorrow night we have the Coach's Corner with Jungle God sitting with I believe
that would make a good suit.
Oni this week.
Man.
Oni is the coach there with from Altiora, Altera Esport, Altera from It's an EU org, if I remember correctly. My apologies.
Altiora.
Yeah. And then, as well as on Thursday, you have the Beat Drop with Captain Jack and is it Artemis this week?
It is Artemis this week. You know,
right.
we got keep it in the family this week. You know,
keeping it in the family. There we go. Beat Drop on Thursday with Captain Jack and Artemis. Who do we have interviewed this week? Do you recall off the top of your head?
We've got Kaz, Nagisa, and Bubba Wyatt.
All right, fantastic lineup on the Beat Drop on Thursday, guys. Tune in, get those channel points for those giveaways for those Tranquility shirts, which you can also purchase on. Oh, he's not here. But anyways, shop.spreadshirt.com/OW Tranquility, exclamation point store in the chat here to check that out. All right, let's get to the matches to watch this week, guys. Start off Captain Jack. What's your match to watch this week?
I mean, my match to watch, we've already talked about a little bit. It's got to be the Alpha versus Bird Society Ibis match. I'm giving a lot more love to Bird Society Ibis. I've seen them play outside of Tranquility. You know, I know what their org stands for and the work that they put in for their teams. And I think they're going to give Alpha a really good fight. Alpha does currently have one map over them, so I think it's going to be a close 3-2 with Alpha edging them out.
Davino, what's your match to watch this week?
The classic bias coming in. I'm gonna say my own Devil Dukes versus.
But we don't talk about Devil Dukes.
We don't. We avoid it at all costs. But
True.
I will name the name that cannot be named. The Devil Dukes, and they are. I have they're versus Amnesia. Really good game. Really sets the tone for that group. To like who will play dirt, right? Like who's going to be the top two in that group. And I have 3-2 for Devil Dukes.
Marsupio's playing Nostalgia twice this week, right?
Yeah, I realized that.
Very
Actually,
big match.
Can I just say for the record, bias on my podcast? How ridiculous. Anyways, apathy. Go ahead.
All right. I went with Paradise Lost versus Ragnarok Freya. So Paradise Lost is still one of my dark horses that I've been keeping an eye on, and it's always interesting to see new teams come in. And I didn't want to pick one of the obvious ones, so I went with this one. And I predicted a 3-1 for Paradise Lost.
All right, predictions are on the program after this. We're just talking about matches to watch this week.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm talking to the person in chat. You did what you were supposed to do, Apathy. By the way, you're back.
I think I plugged it in and then, yeah.
Well, of course, plugging in the microphone would make a big difference.
Well, no, I unplugged it and then plugged it back
Fair
in.
enough.
See, NPC works with tech, so we knew you wouldn't think of that. The most obvious fix.
Yep, Transtier, all the predictions again, by the way, we're just predicting matches to watch, our favorite matches we're watching this week. All the matches will be predicted in the next program that's predicting Tranquility. Stay tuned. About 5 minutes after this program goes, that's when that program will come on. Navino going to sprint over to that studio because we definitely have studios for that. In order to film that. It's going to be hilarious. He's got to go along.
You just need like the gift.
Look, his face is already red.
Of Forrest Gump. No, my face is red for other reasons. Just look at the podcast chat.
Apathy and I are shooting in the field, as you can see. We're out of the studio this week.
Yeah, makes sense.
I'm shooting in the 80s.
He got the time machine.
All right, Delphi, what's your match you're watching this week?
I'm looking out for Coag versus Dirt, and I'm giving it a 3-1 to Coag. Dirt seems to be a fan favorite, but they have a really tough opponent. If they're not able to handle Coag, I don't think they'll be able to succeed against some of the other teams in trans tiers. So, I have my hopes up, but I'm not looking out for Dirt to win.
All right, and then we go next into my prediction here, my personal favorite match. We obviously know we're talking about the 2-0 teams at the top of the Harmony tier. No question about it. Apathy, you know who I'm talking about here. It's got to be Chrysalis and the Koala Kings. It's going to be a great match this week. Chrysalis and Koala Kings. I personally am predicting Navino sobering up enough for Wednesday and And
debatable.
Yes.
Debatable at best.
And I do think that Koala Kings will take it over Chrysalis 3-1. Gonna be a good one though. Keep an eye on that other Harmony tier match between those other two 2-0 teams. You know what I'm talking about, guys. It's Frost Nova versus Vanguard.
Versus Frost Nova.
Yeah, that's that one. So anyways, guys, great program today. Quick, the drawing winner, by the way, everybody. Can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of our giveaway this week is from one Joseph Electronic Esports. That's right, Electronic Esports. That's too many E's.
What is this? I've never heard
it's
this.
the Jeff Bot. Congratulations,
Wow.
Jeff Bot, winning from
Rigged.
winning a T-shirt from the Tranquility Store. So congrats.
See, that's why Navino
on that
bolted. He was
that's
like,
why-
"Oh, I'm gonna be here. I know exactly what's happening. I'm out. I'm out."
All right, great show tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder, about 5 minutes from now, we'll be getting to Predicting Tranquility. Do not go anywhere. More Tranquility program just around the corner. But for, well, Navino's chair, Captain Jack, Apathy, and Delphi, I'm Mr. Yeti. Thank you very much for gazing into the iris with us tonight, and we will see you soon.
Experience tranquility. Pass into the iris.